Look, y'all, we got the non-lawyer on here. See, that's why I said,
hey, non-lawyer. So look, real quickly, he used Choke. He thought he was going to bamboozle him with them lies, but see, Choke got a lot of questions, so he wanted answers to it. So I agree with you, Sky. I'm glad that he did it, how he did it. You understand what I'm saying? But Angelo did his research on that man. So Angelo noted that man is very well connected. You understand what I'm saying? In the industry. So he got on there and thought he was going to bamboozle that man with them lies and low-key try to make some connections. And when that man turned around, boom, boom, bam, I see the bullshit. So now you want to send this man threats. Come on now.
Exactly. But hold on. Just give me 1 second. Non-lawyer, welcome to the chat.
What up, non-lawyer?
How are you?
How you doing, non-lawyer?
Hey, what's
hello, non-lawyer.
Hey,
let me get your what did you want to comment on Choke, or what was your comment for today? Y'all go on mute, please.
Well, no, I mean, hold on a second. I just kind of noticed the title, and I really don't know Choke that well. I don't really follow his channel that much. I don't know that much about the content. I did chime in, but I caught the tail end of the one show where Angelo Clary was doing an appearance, but I didn't catch much of it. From my understanding, Azriel was supposed to be there, but Choke actually had Angelo on there.
Fake bait.
Correct. And that's what non-lawyer basically over the past 2 years with this case, Azriel has not been on anybody's channel that we have seen. Not even when his father was close to Larry McGee, who was one of his cronies. So like Keller saying, it could have been clickbait. But yeah, Azriel Clary has not shown up on anybody's channel to do an interview. So I knew that that's not who was going to be there. But, a lot of other people didn't. But the topic of today is basically Choke No Joke, who was once against RKelly. He was with everybody else stating that RKelly was a child predator and he was, basically supporting it. So what has happened is the door has been opened and he has been given information in regarding the setup. So a great video for you to watch is the one he did yesterday.
I beg to differ.
And he has to put up the one that he did the day before that. And that'll give you, the one he did yesterday gives you a basic breakdown for people who have not been following this case, a step-by-step of basically how we feel RKelly was set up. Now it's 6 hours now, so you're going to have to.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
So are you saying he started off as being a persecutor, now he's a supporter?
He literally came on yesterday, non-lawyer, and said free RKelly. And he is also shown
a couple cash out later.
Be quiet, Robert. And he's also shown how there are possible ties to allegedly that Jay-Z is owning the publishing of Kel's music. So you have to go back and watch it and get, very interested. And then people, non-lawyer, were literally coming on flipping. They were saying, you know what, Choke, after watching this video, I really better understand. And I'm guilty. I was one of the people that just said, send him to jail. I didn't take the time to look into the case. And they literally were saying,
hold on a second. Let me. So what made, hold on a second. So what made you think that he was guilty and he should, what made you think that he should just go to jail?
He did. She did.
Well, no. I'm a Kel supporter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm an avid Kel supporter. Okay, I've never thought that. But the people who were against him, they have their own thought. But I'm saying Choke No Joke was one of those people, and he provided his platform with the information, and his audience was coming on saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. RKelly has been set up.
Well, let me ask you a question. So, and this is slightly off topic. I don't know if that's okay.
That's fine.
All right. So
briefly, because since they took me off topic, we'll come back. Go ahead.
So one of the things I noticed is that he's got this judgment against him, right?
Okay.
And we don't know how much time he's going to get. But me personally, from just doing a little research here and there, I think they're going to give him some outrageous time, like some Larry Nassar time, right?
Okay.
And one of the things that's going to happen along with the sentencing is that they're going to do a criminal forfeiture where they're going to take all of his assets. Okay. So after that happens, he's going to be in a situation where he's going to try to appeal. And he's also going to be in a situation where he has to, because right after the sentencing and the criminal forfeiture, they're going to ship him back to Chicago.
Well, not like just to interject, they already did that in this Illinois case.
I'm sorry, say that again.
They already did that in his Illinois case.
The criminal forfeiture?
Right?
Yes.
Well, I think, I have to see to what extent. Because I know they can freeze your assets, but in terms of like completely taking it away, I know that's going to come with the guilty verdict. Because unless there's a guilty verdict, they have to come up with some other means of freezing your assets. But you're saying they already froze his money.
They already forfeited, and it has been used to pay, I believe, his child support, some defaulted judgments.
Right, and I know about those, but so with the rental. So with the rents, right? Because he had a landlord,
and also he had a civil case that had a default judgment because he never came.
That's right. That was against Heather Williams, but I forget exactly how much she actually got. But the thing I'm trying to get to is that he of course has these royalties and things of that nature,
right?
And the question is, do you think he'll actually have a chance at this point? Because with them,
that's expensive. That appeal could be expensive.
Oh yeah.
And I was just talking about that. And man.
Now non-lawyer Robert Keller is against Kel. So that's the one if you have questions like that.
100%.
I think I've met Robert on
someone's channel.
Okay. They didn't give you no love too, so
look,
we was on and I hate they took you off, man. I want to talk to we was on
but you know what? I was glad to get off at that point because from the way they were talking, they were just stupid. I didn't
like that. I didn't like that.
But go ahead. What were you saying?
Damn, what was I saying?
About so you think that
the monies
in terms of the money, right? Because now he's in a situation where
I was having a conversation and I think it would be best for him to maybe find like some law students to kind of do that process for him. That's interested in appellate
work,
right? Because it's going to cost some money, and then get a real good lawyer to do that. It's going to be he's going to need a very good appellate attorney at this point, a very good one, and it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work that they're going to have to do, and that shit is not free.
Oh no.
So I think maybe if he could find some students that's interested in being a appellate attorney, that may be the route that he needs to go.
Y'all give me 1 second. AB Hunt, welcome to the chat. Queen A, welcome to the chat. If I missed anybody else, welcome to the chat. Go ahead, you guys.
So let me throw another question out here. So already, you basically identified that his money is basically going to be locked up, if it's not already locked up, like you said. Now. And
they still talking about muting him completely now. So let's even take away from his royalties.
There's too much money being made off of him. And
it's going to come down to, are they going to lose money with his streaming or going to lose money with subscribers?
They're making too much money off of him.
Right.
And they don't have to pay him.
That's what's going to come down to. Is are they going to Are they going to lose money with the subscribers just unsubscribing, or are they going to make money streaming him? So it's going to come down to the money. I agree with you.
Right. No, they're making way too much money. Like,
let's be accurate with the streaming. His streams have went up. They are saying 517%.
Well, of course, but that's not going to stay that way. There's a trial going on.
Oh, yes, it will.
Hell no.
We will always be here, Keller. That's what you all don't understand. We're never going away.
You will, but that don't count for everybody. There was a trial going on. Same thing when you first went to jail. It happened.
Well, you know what? I'm going to agree with him a little bit because I think the trial probably brought him to the attention to a lot of those kids I don't know what you call. What do they call the generations now? The younger generations is coming out of high school.
Baby kids.
No, they're not millennials. Millennials was like probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Generation social media, but I just,
basically that generation got a chance. They were like, "Who is RKelly?" or whatever, and then they just happened to hear some of his music and they found out it was dope, and they started downloading. That's probably a part of that. I think once the hype of the trial is over,
diminish.
Yeah, it's going to diminish, but he's still going to.
It's still going to make $1 million plus.
Right, he's still going to make money, but it's not going to be outrageous like 517%. Like the value of his music is never going to be.
It's not really worth nothing. Nobody don't want to. He's been trying to sell his.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think his music is worth a lot. I mean,
they wouldn't buy it. Nobody wouldn't buy it.
Who wouldn't buy it? What do you mean?
Masters. He tried to sell his masters, the ones that he have, and nobody wanted.
Hold on, let me make a comment.
That's not true.
Anika, you are so correct, because Kels likes the ugliest of the ugliest women, the cutest woman that we have seen that he has picked up was Azrael and Jocelyn. Okay,
are you saying you had a chance,
huh?
You saying you had a chance?
I had a chance, but I didn't take it. That's what people fail to understand. If I wanted to take a
shot,
I would have took it. Okay, well, y'all go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. So now with the money being funny, I actually did a video and I was talking about whether or not people should maybe have an attorney set up a trust fund for him to basically focus on his defense, because while he's locked up and he's not really making a lot of money, he still has a lot of fans that are sending money, right? And I thought that sending money directly, some people say you should send it directly to RKelly. And then say it again.
I mean, that'd be the best way to help him with his funding, is to send him money.
What we doing? We sending the money directly to him.
Right. But let me ask you a question about that. So do you think it's a good idea to send it directly to him? Because once that judgment comes in, that money is on his books. He doesn't have money like in his cell. So it's on his commissary books. And
you guys owe restitution.
Well, he's not sentenced yet.
Yeah, so, but that's around the corner. That's like what?
No, sentencing is May 4.
Yeah, that's like 4 months out. That's
right. So what I'm saying is they're gonna have about 30 days for the appeal. So
but let me answer his question.
Yeah, but once he's sentenced, there's going to be a judgment, and then they're going to do the criminal forfeiture.
So what I'm saying is he got now into sentencing to get as much money as he can.
Let me answer his question. Hold on a second. The money right now, there is no other route for us to get money to him. So until he decides to switch and give us and to state that he wants the money to go to Canic or any of his other attorneys, right now we have been sending money directly to him.
Right.
So that's the only option we have right now.
Are you in communications with him?
No, there are people who have been allegedly, like, we don't know, but our guidance was to send the money directly to him. And then I even made a call to the BOP, and they stated that there was no limit on the amount of money that he can receive.
Now, let me just say this, right? Now, once that verdict comes down, you do realize that they will.
Ain't nobody gonna listen to me, Trevor. You gotta say nobody on this channel is gonna listen to me. I'll show you that.
Do you realize that once that verdict is in, they're going to seize? At some point, they're going to have the power to seize his commissary.
But how can you seize his commissary?
You gotta always have commissary.
Because it's called restitution.
Right, so but then they seize his all. How is he gonna eat? Like, I know they can get some of it, but you can completely take him to a zero amount.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
So that means he can't eat in jail.
I don't know about that.
That sounds heinous. So he can't eat in jail. Like, that's.
Well, I mean, well, hold on a second. They provide him food, and then by him being diabetic, they're on the, by law they have to provide him with his basic needs.
Well,
right.
They gave him a list of stuff to buy. So they gave him a list of stuff to buy as a diabetic. When he was at MCC, so he still had to buy it. It was a recommendation of what to buy from commissary based off his pre-diabetic situation.
Let me say this: if he has medical needs, they're going to have to take care of those medical needs. That's what
he's a pre-diabetic. He was a pre-diabetic.
Okay.
Well, see, I'm going to say by that point, non-lawyer, I'm assuming that they'll have another route of him getting money set up, because that would be stupid for us to continue to feed into.
They just put on somebody else's
That's
books.
that's why I'm asking the question, because like I said, they're going to seize that account.
They put on somebody else's books.
Yeah, they'll just switch it by that point. I don't think I'm hoping that they not that stupid. Okay, that's all I could say.
Right. But like, whose books you gonna? I mean, now this is where you get into the criminal aspects of it, because you putting money on somebody else's books is like, how do you know they're gonna give it back?
No, I believe because
you know
prior
to
that, the money was going to the attorneys.
Right. I know who was it? Doug Anton had a.
You got I think a class lawsuit or some shit. He stole the defense fund or some shit.
Now hold on, that's all alleged. Now
allegedly,
don't know what's going on with that.
Allegedly,
okay.
They gave him money.
We ain't gonna know.
They gave him money for the defense fund, and it wasn't utilized.
Yeah, but he can easily find a way to say that, I use that money to, fight for him. This is my fee. I charged, $400 an hour, and I was working. He can easily just come up with a ledger saying he worked X amount of hours, and all that money went to his legal fees.
To me, I'm glad anybody who gave them money, I ain't gonna go there. But
so
okay, because you don't want us to talk about you all sending money to Larry and his wife now.
Hey, support Sweet Feet hit his.
I'm gonna let APZ loose on you.
On his book.
Fall back.
I'm sorry, APZ. I sent your cash out to Janine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Now we can do a whole segment on y'all sending money to Janine. Now they would love that.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear that correctly. Did you say you did send it?
I sent it to Janine.
Oh, you know what?
Hey, it is what it is.
That's okay. That's okay. that the only thing that means is that you're not a man of your word.
Hey, can we? Okay, so let's go back to this setup. Can you put that back on?
And also mean he tell lies.
All right. So
yes, exactly.
According to y'all, okay.
Okay, we're gonna go over the verdict, you guys.
This is the real
verdict. I'm gonna upload the real verdict for the one that's up there is not the accurate one.
This is the accurate one. This is the accurate one.
Okay,
Sky, this is the accurate one.
I got you. I just want them to know because I put up one that's not current, so I want.
It's the same thing.
Then I'm gonna.
This is exactly.
So this is actually what they use in court.
This was out of Pacer.
Okay. Right, but this is I put up the one you sent me
first. I know it's the same thing.
But this is the correct one. Correct?
This is the one out of Pacer, but yours say the same thing. It say there's no difference.
The second one you sent me, not the first one.
The first one, the second one is the one out of Pacer.
Right. That's what I'm letting them know. The first one I did was not accurate. I'm gonna.
It is accurate. It's just one. It is accurate. It say the same exact thing. The only difference is it was typed. It wasn't handwritten. This is actual handwritten.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, any event, this is the accurate one out of Pacer. The jury filled out. Okay. So we're going back to according to Choke No Joke. It was set up. Jane Doe number 5 set up RKelly.
What you thought Choke No Joke in there? What that got to do with the reading?
That's what we're talking about, right?
No, that has his conversation of this is the verdict. This is all this is. This ain't got nothing to do with Choke. We are reading the verdict. Go ahead.
Well, we started with Jane. That's what he was talking about. Jane number 5. Okay. So Racketeering Act 8, Mann Act violation. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act, transportation, and coercion and enticement? They said proven on both of those.
Now stop right there. Who was Jane Doe number 8?
We want to discuss the setup.
I don't remember Jane Doe. Well, I mean,
Azrael.
She was 8. I thought she was.
No.
Okay.
Racketeering Act 8.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Pseudonym was Jane.
So how were they able to prove that RKelly transported her?
One of the ways was plane tickets.
Right.
She flew away from one state to the other. That's the Mann Act violation. And then she had sex with him. That was the immoral sex act. The second part of it. So with that in mind, So since we're talking about the transportation part, how was that a setup by the parents?
Hold on, let me make a statement. Trevor, reading the verdict is not a mockery. I mean, this is actually what's in the transcripts, and all I'm doing is providing information to people who did not know. Now, Robert Keller's interpretation of it, of course, is different than ours, and we don't agree with it. But the verdict
interpretation, you don't agree with the outcome.
Okay, that's why I'm doing this, so people could actually see what the verdict actually was. His interpretation.
You want me to just start from the top, Sky? Want me to start from?
That's what you did. This is not the top.
No, I thought y'all was talking about Jane. So let me just start from the top.
Yeah, just read from the top.
All right. So this is as to count one. It's 9 counts. So this is count 1, racketeering. How do you feel? How do you find the defendant? They put guilty. Okay, so with count 1 racketeering, there are 14 predicate acts that they have to prove in order for them to say he's guilty. I'm sorry, it's 14. Out of the 14, they have to prove 2 out of the 14. Okay, so let's go through these predicate acts. So racketeering act 1, which is bribery. That's the one with Aaliyah. They have proven. Racketeering sexual exploitation of a child with Stephanie. They have.
Who is Stephanie?
I don't know the pseudonym. I don't know her pseudonym. I don't know her name.
It's either Geronda. There was only Geronda and Ezra.
No.
It was Sonya too. She was number.
Yeah, we ain't got to Sonya yet, but they use her pseudonym. More? I don't know her real name. Okay. This is a pseudonym. It's protecting her identity. I don't even know who fucking Sonya is either. I don't know if that's a real name or a pseudonym. Okay, so here's Sonya. Another predicate. Racketeering act, kidnapping, not proven.
Oh, Sonya was the white girl that came for the interview. That's what that was.
Yeah, they had the kidnapping. She says. Okay. Also, racketeering act 4, man act, was Sonya. So the man act portion was she traveled. Not proven.
Wait, you got to read it right. It says, "What was?" Please read it right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
In respect to
what was your verdict in respect to racketeering act 4, transportation? Not proven. What was your verdict in respect of racketeering act 4B, coercion and enticement? Not proven. They skipped that part because it was not proven. So let's go to the 5th portion of the predicate act. Remember, it's 14.
Nice. Welcome to the chat. I'm sorry.
Remember, it's 14. So this is Geronda. Racketeering act. I'm sorry, racketeering act 5, man act violation. Geronda. Proven.
So he transported Geronda to someplace? To New York, I guess?
So with Geronda, it's interesting. It's interesting how they proved that. They use her.
Yeah, it's interesting how they proved that. I love how he says that.
So listen, this is what they did. They use her a cell phone, right? Mm-hmm. And they used the cell tower and what it was hit off of.
And they used the bullshit that was also in the air.
But what does that have to do with RKelly?
Well, that's to put her in a different location.
Right, but that doesn't mean RKelly put her there, though.
Oh, both of their cell phones was hitting off this cell tower.
Yeah, but hold on a second. That still doesn't prove that RKelly put her there.
That don't prove what?
That doesn't prove that RKelly took her there.
Well, you also got to take in consideration, which you may not agree with, her testimony was also used as evidence.
So she testified that she was.
So this is also with her testimony as well. Okay. So Racketeering Act 6.
Wait, hold on. Let me. Non-lawyer, do you have the transcripts?
I have I have some of them, but I didn't read them all.
You'll have all of them.
Okay, so
you'll have all of them.
Yeah, he's gonna get you all of them.
Racketeering Act 6, forced labor, Geronda, proven.
Hold on a second. What was it? This is the one thing I never understood. So he made Geronda work for him for free?
No. That means sex.
So sex is forced labor?
Yes. If you do it, if you force her to have sex, that's forced labor.
That's forced labor.
Yeah.
I thought forced labor had something to do with.
You got to look at the legal term. The legal term.
I agree, non-lawyer. Next.
That's crazy.
Let's go to the
next.
No,
that's
next.
Crazy.
Look up
it
the
is
legal
crazy.
term. Look up the legal term. It's more broader than that.
Okay. Next.
So Racketeering Act 7, sexual exploitation.
And you know what? I'm sorry. Let me just take it to step back. And this is why you got to be careful with these statutes and these terms, because they're just basically using words of art, right?
Facts.
To say something, you think it means one thing, but it means something totally different. But go ahead. Facts. I'm sorry. Racketeering Act 7. All
right. Sexual exploitation of a child, Rhonda. Proven.
Even though she lied about her age. Okay.
Facts.
You want to go? We want to stay there?
No.
Well, she lied about her age. No, let's just keep going. Let's keep going.
We're going to read she stalked them. You all can discuss.
And she stalked them.
All right. So,
yeah, please. Yeah,
keep going.
Okay, so we at the 8th Predicate Act. Racketeering Act, Mann Act violation. Jane, what is your verdict in respect to Racketeering Act 8A, transportation? Proven. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 8B, coercion, enticement? Proven. Racketeering Act 9, Jane. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 9A, transportation? Proven. What is your verdict in respect to Racketeering Act 9B, coercion or enticement? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 9C, coercion or enticement of a minor? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 9D, transportation of a minor? Proven. Racketeering Act 10.
This is the one that's going to. This is the one that's going to get him some Larry Nassar time. Actually,
well, it's just a predicate act, so it's not an actual. This is not an actual count. This is a predicate act that they have to prove for racketeering.
Now, what do you mean by predicate acts, so people understand?
So predicate acts. So
you're saying they're not going to sentence him on any of this stuff?
Let me finish reading this, and I'll go back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Right. One quick question. You're saying they're not going to sentence him based off any of this stuff?
Racketeering. So this all go for racketeering. But let me finish this, and then go through all the predicate acts, and then I'll go back. I'll explain it. Racketeering Act 10, sexual exploitation of a child. Proven. Racketeering Act 11, forced labor. Proven. Racketeering Act 12. Mann Act violation, faith. Is the herpes.
I can't. I'm about to boot you up.
Wait a minute. Faith was an adult.
Okay, listen. Faith. Yeah, she got 4. She nailed him to the cross.
Read the stuff.
Yeah, but Faith was an adult, though.
You said Faith what?
Was an adult for sure.
It don't matter with herpes. What is your verdict?
No, but it says transportation right there. It doesn't say
herpes. You still can commit the Mann Act. You still can commit the Mann Act with herpes, because that's the transportation is the Mann Act, and the immoral sex part is the herpes.
Now that don't even make sense, but go ahead.
That's no goddamn sense.
It has nothing.
But go ahead, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going.
Immoral sex.
Just go ahead.
What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 12A, transportation? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act, coercion or enticement? Proven. If you answer proven as either Racketeering Act 12A or 12B or both, please answer the following questions. If you answer not proven, proceed to the next Racketeering Act. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual that the activity violated. So they had the reckless endangerment violation of New York Penal Code. Also had knowingly exposure of infectious venereal disease. So that doesn't apply to how old you are with this. So they said both of these he violated.
Let me ask you a question, and it's very important that I ask this question right now instead of waiting. How many people have gone to jail for spreading herpes.
They pulled up some case law and in violation of this. So yes, it has been some people.
Non-lawyer.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, Robert. But ain't nobody going to jail for no goddamn herpes.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna let you finish.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, go ahead, finish.
They pulled up case law to support.
Read the.
No, but what I'm trying to. So you're saying they pulled up case law, but you're not saying somebody went to jail.
Let me finish.
Of course, there's case law, right? But the thing about it is, what I've seen.
Let me finish so you can understand.
Go ahead.
So let me go back a little bit. So they tried to the defense sent in a motion to change the instructions in regards of how they wanted the jury to interpret the law.
Did you say the defense did that?
The defense did this. Okay.
No, the prosecutors did.
No, they rebutted. They rebutted it. I'm gonna get to the rebuttal.
Okay.
Damn, it made me lose my thought.
You want to pull up case law.
So in the rebuttal, they pulled the case law to support this. So when you put up in their case law, they was found guilty of this shit. So yeah, some people in jail.
I think
RKelly is not the first person that violated.
Hold on a second. Let me say this. I believe you believe what you're saying is true.
Do you think RKelly is the first person that violated this law and is the only person that got convicted of this law?
So here's the thing. If a person transmits the AIDS virus, they're going to jail. But I don't think there's anybody that's going to jail over herpes, because herpes is as common as a common cold. And I actually have videos on my channel which talks about how common the herpes virus is and how it's prevalent among African-American women. And nobody has. I can. If you want, we can bet some money on this. I bet you $50 that nobody has gone to jail.
APs.
Ain't nobody going to jail for herpes.
He's not going to pay you.
Look, I'm telling
lawyer. He's not going to pay you. Don't bet this man.
Right? Why Usher not in jail? Exactly.
Look, ain't nobody going. I want you to finish, but I believe that you believe what you're saying is true. But more than likely, they pulled up case law where a man transmitted the AIDS virus and they put him in jail.
Let's just go with what this. Let's just go with what the statutes say. Okay.
Right.
Knowingly exposed, not transmission.
Ain't nobody going to jail.
Ain't nobody going to jail for herpes.
Okay, just go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish.
Yes. BS.
All right. Racketeering Act, forced labor, faith. Prove it. Racketeering Act 14, Mann Act, faith. What is your verdict with respect of Racketeering Act 14A? Proven. What is your verdict in respect of Racketeering Act 14B? Proven. Then they go back to the same thing. Pretty much, they believe both of these statutes was proven. So these are 14 predicate acts.
Right. Keep going.
Yeah, what you going back for?
Well, I just wanted to explain this. So this is for only count one, racketeering. So with count one, racketeering, in order to find him guilty, like what they have right here, in order to find him guilty right here, they have to prove 2 out of the 14 predicate acts. Now, you said that's the one that's going to get them the time that so-and-so. Not necessarily, because it was only for this count. However, she can't take these predicate acts and deter when she do her sentencing guideline.
Oh, so you're saying she's not gonna
it's only for count one. This is only for count one. So they have to prove out of all these 14, let's say all these was not proven and they only had 2, he still would have had found guilty of count one. They found him, they proved 12 out of the 14 because Sonia they didn't prove. So they proved 12 out of the 14 for count one. Count one. So these are not separate counts. So you notice when they say count one is guilty or not guilty, but with the predicate acts, they say proven, not proven.
I see.
For the predicate acts.
Okay.
So let's go to count 2.
We was at Faith.
Let's go to count 2. We already did count 1, so let's go to count 2. Man Act Transportation. Jane, how do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 3.
You're talking about Faith?
This is Jane. This is Ass.
Well, they say number 5. Okay, go ahead.
Faith is also Jane as her synonym. I mean, not Faith. Ass is Jane for synonym. Okay. Also Jane Doe number 5. But Man Act. I'm sorry. As to count 3. Man Act Coercion and Enticement. Jane, how do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 4. Man Act Coercion of a minor. Jane, how do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 5. So Jane got his ass. He got 4 additional counts on his ass.
Oh, damn. So Azrael is the one that actually...
That's why they mad at him. As to count 5. Man Act Transportation of a minor. Jane, how do you find?
Yes, but can I please interject really quick?
Go ahead.
Really quick. The judge called her inconsistent, and they considered impeaching her whole testimony because she was up there lying so much.
That's not true. They did a sidebar.
Yes, it was. Okay, so keep going.
God.
Keep going. It was true. Keep going.
It was true. That was definitely.
Yeah, that's true.
That ain't true. Well, I'll keep going.
Hold on a second. You saying it's not true that they would consider impeaching her testimony?
So they did a sidebar.
No. We're gonna go to that. Just please keep reading.
We'll go back to that. We'll go back to that.
Count 6.
Oh, count 6. So now we on Faith. She nailed his ass across the because she got 4 additional. Man Act Transportation. Faith, how do you find the defendant guilty? If you answer guilty as to count 6, please answer the following questions. If you answer not guilty, proceed to the next count. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual activity violated. So that's the herpes again. They did both. The reckless endangerment and the knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease. Faith again. Count 7. Man Act and enticement. How do you find the defendant guilty? Pretty much the same exact thing, different date for count 7.
All right. So can I have the first shot at this guys? Or somebody
okay, wait. He's not done yet. He's almost done.
I'm almost does the same thing, so I'll be done quick. Count 8. Faith again. Same thing, different date. Count 9. Faith
Transportation. Again. Read it right now. Come on now.
This is okay. All right.
People can't see it.
Man Act Transportation. Faith guilty. I mean, how do you find the defendant guilty? If you answer guilty to count 8, please answer the following questions. If you answer not guilty, please proceed to the next count. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual activity violated. Reckless endangerment, violation of New York Penal Code, knowing exposure.
You read that already, bro. You ain't got to read it again.
I'm just trying to tell us the same thing, different date.
No, I get that part. I'm just saying, just read the title, Man Act Transportation.
I got you. All right. Count 9. Man Act Coercion and Enticement of Faith. How do you find the defendant guilty? Same thing with the herpes, different date. That's it. Count all the 9 counts that they found him guilty on.
All right. So go ahead, y'all can chop it up.
So with the sidebar with Faith, they wanted to introduce.
You mean Azrael?
Oh, you ever asked? I'm sorry. They wanted to introduce what's that documentary? Presidents, I think, with Shabazz, whatever that was with Shabazz, to impeach Azrael. Azrael State. I don't know. Yeah, Azrael statement. Judge said, now if you bring this in, this will be grounds for impeachment. They said yes. For some reason, they never brought that in. And it's in the transcripts. And we can read that.
Well, that's all we were saying, that they were going to try to impeach.
Yeah, they said they want to bring in that.
They did bring it in. It's just that they only
it's possible
they only showed her. They only showed her.
That's possible, APZ, because they did a lot of redaction. So maybe I missed it in the redaction. But I do know
what I'm telling you, that they didn't show it to the court. Okay. They didn't show it to the jurors. They showed it to her.
Okay, that's possible. That's possible because
it's
I could have
true.
missed it. Okay, I could have missed it in the redaction. Okay, because I missed some other stuff. I missed some other stuff in the redaction that came out in the summation. So in the redaction, there's a lot of stuff. Redaction in the there's a lot of redactions in some of the sidebars and some of the proceedings. So very well possible. They did talk about it. That's all I heard. I do know that the end result was she wasn't impeached.
Okay, but let's go to the crutch of that is that in order to be impeached, that means that you did something wrong in regards to perjuring yourself on the stand.
Inconsistency.
Okay, so you can chop it up.
No, you don't get impeached for inconsistency, bro. But you get impeached because you're giving you're a hostile witness and you're saying things that aren't true or misleading.
I looked it up.
That's the only way you get.
There's a couple reasons. I have to do it against the summer. It's not just one.
I looked it up too.
But Keller, the point
is
you impeach a witness when the witness is not being truthful.
Period.
And when the judge called her in, when the judge told her that she was inconsistent, and when they was considering impeaching her testimony, that was at two different times.
So impeachment.
So that means she was up there telling lie after lie after lie after lie. Okay, and if they would have impeached her, he wouldn't have all these charges on him.
So, so let's check this out. So, yes, impeachment was attempted on both ends for the prosecutors and the state. The end result is nobody got impeached. They attempted to impeach someone. They put, as far as the prosecutors, I know the defense want to impeach Ash, and the end result is no impeachment was granted on either end.
Okay, so would you like me to break it down?
Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Let me say one thing to him. I just want you to understand, because you're trying to act like there were no inconsistencies. So in order to be impeached, like he said, there has to be some type of non-factual, inconsistent information.
I'm just telling you what happened, what I read in this, and that's when
but you're not trying to believe what you're reading. You're trying to act like she didn't lie on the stand, and she did.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, explain what was lied about to me.
Oh God. Okay, y'all.
A lot of stuff.
Okay, well, you should be able to have no problem with going there.
Mark Quinn K, welcome to the chat. Go ahead, you guys.
Now, before we go any further, I don't want to.
Can I close this out now?
Oh, it's not on the. But yeah, you can close it. I took it down. I still have it on my.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to close it, you can. That's
now. But before we get too far away from the verdict that he just read, I want to prove to you guys that that whole verdict in this entire case is just 100% nonsense, 100% BS. Right? Because a lot of it had to do with minors, right? You agree, Robert?
Not a lot of it.
Okay, what percentage would you say had to do?
We got faith.
Well, percentage. No, I'm sorry, not faith. Say, give me a percentage. Just give me a percentage.
I'm just gonna give you the two people that is. We got
Azriel and Geronda,
and the other girl that I said I didn't know who she was.
I don't even know. I never even heard of her.
So those
Sonia or something like that. You said. Okay, so what percentage is that?
I don't know. What, 3 out of 5? What percentage is that?
That's like that's probably like 30%.
Okay.
So let's address that, right?
Okay.
So I think the problem with cases when it comes down to dealing with minors is that in some states you have laws that basically could protect people from allegations like this. For example, Geronda was from Illinois, right? And in Illinois, they have something that basically protects individuals when a underage person lies and say that they are of age when truly they're not, right? And basically, if Geronda wasn't pulled out of Illinois and put in in New York, then they would have been able to defeat Geronda's claims. I think it's called mistake of age.
They put that motion in, but go ahead. I'll get there.
Right. Hold on a second. That's not my point, actually. Funny enough, and I think when it comes down to now, first let me just say I don't condone messing around with minors, right? You know, I mean, if they're not 21 and older, you shouldn't be dealing with them, right? You know, so that's my position on that, right?
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. I missed something. In regards to the minors, there was only one person that was Azriel that was dealing with minors. So did I miss something?
We got Geronda and we have
Azriel.
Only two.
No, it was another lady, another girl.
Sonia.
Not Sonia, the other one.
Faith was of age. So it was only Azriel and JP then.
No. Correct? No, it was another one. Remember, he was like, "Who was that?" I was like, "I don't know the real names."
Sonia.
That was Sonia.
No, Sonia was of age.
So that's what I'm saying. You only have Azriel and Geronda Price.
No, it was I think two.
Azriel and
Jane Doe
Geronda
number
Price.
2 as well. Jane Doe number 2 as well.
That was Sonia, wasn't it?
No,
it was only Sonia, Faith.
Let me pull this back up. Just made me take this down.
And Azriel, Geronda Pace, Sonia.
I think some girl named Stephanie or something.
Stephanie. That's
there you go. That name, Stephanie.
Stephanie. That's what it was.
So my point is this, right? I think there is inconsistency when it comes down to the law.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
And when let me finish.
Let him finish.
You got to let me finish first. And when there is inconsistency when it comes down to the law, then you really shouldn't be prosecuting the person in federal court when, as a country, we can't agree on what underage is, right? When you look at places like Atlanta, you look at places like Maryland, the age limit is 16, right? And then you go to a place like New York, the age limit is, 18. So my personal opinion on that is that when it comes down to what's of age, no state can really answer that question. And
I beg to differ, because every state have their age of consent law. And you spoke of Geronda, and you said if she was in Illinois, they wouldn't be able to prosecute. However, she also is in the Cook County case as well, and they was able to prosecute. So I have a question first. So let's say
wait. You said who was in the Cook County case and they was able to prosecute?
Geronda is also in the Cook County state case as well.
Okay.
Well, hold on a second. I didn't mean they're not going to be able to prosecute. I'm saying they're going to lose, right? Because the defense is called mistake of age. And, she clearly lied to him and she clearly stalked him. But go ahead. What's your question?
All right. So let me ask you this question. Let's say someone lie about their age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they come to you and say, I'm really underage.
Okay.
And at that point, you don't cease any sexual activity. Are you still violating the law? If you continue knowingly her real age, you are in violation of the law?
That's irrelevant. This is 100% irrelevant because, I said,
okay. So what you saying is, once you said what I'm
let him rebut now, Keller. Let him talk about
go ahead.
No, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Because I just want to understand.
Because I don't think he's going to go ahead.
I want to make sure I'm understanding that you get the mistake of age on record. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so Keller. I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. So what you're saying is, if someone lied about their age, right?
At the time of the sexual act.
Are you gonna talk on my behalf?
No, I'm giving you the information you're missing.
Okay, so
go ahead, because I will pull up on you. Don't play with me.
Let's say someone lied about their age, right? And you had sex with them, thinking that they was of age.
At the time of the sexual act.
Yeah, thinking that they're of age.
Okay.
Then they come to you.
I'm just saying this to you, Keller. It has to be at the time of the
Jesus
sexual
Christ.
act. It has to be at the time of the sexual act.
But you want to do it for me?
Go ahead. I'm gonna shut up.
It's her platform. Let her speak when she want to speak.
That's why I'm gonna let her go and do it for me.
No, go ahead. Let you go.
Let's say you had sex with someone and they lied about their age, right? You thinking they of age, and thinking they legal age, right? And you go ahead and have a sexual encounter, is whether it's oral sex or penetration, either or, right? And then they come to you after that and say, I need to come to you, tell you something. I am actually a minor. And are you saying at that point it's too late so you can go ahead and continue to have sex with her? Knowing that she's a minor now?
Go non-lawyer, or else I'm gonna get him. Go ahead.
I'm saying that whole scenario which you just basically unraveled that you put out there is irrelevant because what's underage?
Okay, whatever the state says is underage. So let's say for Illinois.
So hold on a second. But
for Illinois example,
no. Do you think it's underage?
Okay, so let's use wherever the state age of consent is. It varies from state to state. So let's use Illinois for example. The age of consent is 17. Okay. Now they tell you they over 17, and then come and you have a sexual encounter with them. Then they come back and tell you, actually, I'm 16, which is under the age of consent for that state. So are you telling me now that you know the real age and that she lied to you before, it's okay to continue to have sex with them?
I'm telling you
now that you know their real age.
Right, I got it. You said you asked a question like two or three times.
All right.
But you're not hearing me. I'm saying that question is irrelevant because when you look across the country and you go state to state, you see that as a country we can't agree on what's of age, right? So in my opinion, the purpose of a law is to prevent basically someone from being harmed and to basically get society to act a certain way, right?
I love you, non-lawyer, because you the first person.
Of course, you love him because he don't operate within the law.
No, after he goes, I'm gonna go.
Hold on a second. Okay, Robert Keller. Let me take a step back.
Go ahead.
You disregard the law.
It was once lawful.
You disregard the law.
Be quiet. He get muted. Go ahead.
No, don't mute him. Don't let him speak. Don't mute him. Please don't mute him.
I want you to finish though.
No, please don't mute him.
Okay, you finish. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Robert. Say what you want to say.
I was just saying, of course she's going to love you because you disregard the law like she do. She don't agree with the law.
He was telling people what the age consent law does.
Go ahead, non-lawyer. I'm listening.
Right, he's
well. I mean,
it was once non-lawyer about how it wants to control how society moves. Okay, I'm sorry. Nobody Go ahead.
It was once unlawful. I mean, it was once lawful to have slaves.
Once.
That's right.
Once.
Right. But basically, they found that, that was immoral and it was wrong. So what I'm saying is that I think when it comes down to Geronda Pace and Nazriel Clary, you have to ask what harm was really done. And that's really what we got to get down to, because I think a lot of times we want to run around, we want to apply all these laws, but at the end of the day, if there's no victim, there's no case. And you can clearly see in Geronda's situation that she was clearly not a victim.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's my turn.
If there's no victim, there's no case. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm after you. Go ahead.
No, that's all I'm trying to say. If there's no victim, there's no case. You look at Geronda.
So you said what harm was done, right? So
wait, I'm next. Wait,
go ahead.
Let him finish.
What harm was done to Geronda?
Okay, so let me.
Come on, let him ask. Let him answer.
You want him to answer? Okay.
Robert, what harm was done to Geronda?
All right. So you said what harm was done. That's your opinion.
What harm was done?
In the court of law. Right. However,
I'm talking about actual real harm.
Okay, let me finish. In the court of law, it's not about what harm was done.
If there's no victim, there's no case.
Let me finish. It's about what law was broken, what statute was violated, and if they can violate, if they see something as far as a law or a statute that was violated, that's when they can prosecute someone. It's not
you
about.
Agree that there was no harm done to Geronda Pace.
I agree that a law and a statute was violated.
Right, but what harm was done to Geronda Pace?
Okay.
He can't answer the question.
Okay,
He can't. And that's the point. And that's the point I'm getting to. If there's no victim, there is no case.